Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's our time for another episode of Narcissu. Let's continue our story. Let's go to chapter 4 called 15th Summer. So, let's see. What does that even mean? Like 15th Summer? Like 15th birthday? But our protagonist, Himeko, is like adult because she can like drive, have a driving license. So, whose 15th Summer is that? Huh. Or maybe we just time skipping. Maybe it's 15th Summer in the hospital. And we're going to see her like quite older, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, let's just continue. Let's see how the story will progress with the chapter 4.
眩しかった日のこと。そんな夏の日のこと。
This is Satsumi. This is the voice that I haven't heard for quite a while in this. Right? Yeah, Summer 99, Satsumi. And this is the soundtrack for Satsumi. Yeah. So this is actually like 15th birthday, but this is 15th birthday of Satsumi. Oh. Okay, I see. Also, can you remind me in the comments what year that was when we had Himeko? Because I forgot, to be honest. Maybe I will check. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But I like to have timeline, you know? I'm not feeling like checking right now, but if I don't, you can let me know in the comments if you can. Like what year that was when we had like Himeko stuff happening. Burning sunlight and the sound of cicadas. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. The first summer I faced since the day I was first hospitalized. Okay. Of course, it was not like I was hospitalized the whole time. There were days interrupted with home and outpatient care.
半年前だろうか。最後に来てくれたのは。
Damn. See, like Himeko being different. Himeko didn't wanted anyone to visit her, to see her in the state. And Satsumi needed this emotional support, and she didn't get it. Wow. What a difference. The time I spent wearing pajamas slowly grew. And as if in direct proportion, the number of people who came to visit me shrunk. This sucked. At first, classmates came to visit me every day. People that were once called friends. But now they had turned into acquaintances. Even if I met them on the street, they would leave after exchanging a few words of greeting. Soon, those acquaintances will turn into strangers. And someday, I'll probably be erased from their memories.
どうやらいい気がしないのだろう。普通に生きてる人にとって、私の存在ってのは。
I gotta tell you, like, Satsumi's voice is just making me weak. Jesus, this is such a good voice. Such a good job. Voice acting Satsumi right here. This is just wow. This whisper. Even if they meet me, it probably doesn't rise their spirits. And probably the same goes for thinking about me.
だから消すことにしたのだと思う。
Yet whenever the end of the school day came, every day I continued to watch for someone to come. And then after half a year of waiting, I stopped looking outside. Such a different situation from Himeko. This is painful. Finally remembered to close the curtains, accept the fact, guess that reason.
3年もかけて私にも分かるようになった。
It's not that they had forgotten about me. It seems they made as from the start. They never knew me, never saw me. As if there had been nothing there to begin with.
彼らもまた目をつぶっていたいのかもしれない。
Around when I was being admitted in and out of the hospital, When people had already stopped coming to visit me, I had most likely been erased from everyone's memories. My family moved. The freestanding home we had long lived in to an apartment. My mother started working part-time in a nearby takeout lunch shop. The meaning behind it all, even I could understand. Hospital fees were no joke. Yeah. In the ward every day, it was conversational topic to the patients. I came to know how the patients themselves felt the responsibility for their families, far more than the families could imagine. And then, the small, odd, slightly dirty wooden building that was our new home. On top of the being smaller, my father's daily commute stretched to over 2 hours. Meanwhile, the distance I had to take to the hospital became a 3-minute walk. In front of that beat-up, cramped apartment, father said, "The air here is nice and feels good, doesn't it?" Saying that, he smiled, and mother smiled in the same way. Because the heat might aggravate my health, they put an air conditioner in my room. Of course, no other room had one. Okay. What changed later? Like, her parents here seems to... I mean, this is like probably... Like, she's like, it's been 3 years, so it's like still like early for her, I think. So, because we remember that Satsumi said that all of these were like fake smiles. Also, father were like discussing finances with the doctor in the previous game. And seems like he was like happy about something, I don't remember. But seems like her family turned back to her at some point. But for now, in the beginning, like, it seems like they moved closer to the hospital, got like lower standard apartment basically, made special like air conditioning just for her, and actually cared for her. So it seems like it changed after the years, because Satsumi didn't want it to be at home. Ah, what happened? My mother, who had started going to the part-time job, often brought back croquettes and fries for me, saying they were leftovers. It had come true, and we ate together. Always they smiled happily. It was very painful. I guess so. Yeah. Like, they probably like tried to be happy so Satsumi doesn't feel bad and doesn't feel like sick, and but sometimes it can cause like opposite effect. It's been actually painful for Satsumi that everyone around her like tries to be happy about everything. So did Satsumi like... So did Satsumi parents actually cared about her this whole time, and Satsumi just decided that she doesn't want this, like, be at home at the end because of these fake smiles? She hated this. But she never told them that, I think. My grandma, that you know about from my previous episode, always been saying like she would pass away with a smile on her face, and she's like very like cheerful person as well. Indeed, she got the smile. Their thoughtfulness was unbearably painful. Instead of feeling thankful or happy, I was filled with guilt. It's your fault.
きっとそう言ってほしかったのかもしれない。
Wow. Wow. This develops like Satsumi character quite a lot from the previous game. now we can understand why she never wanted to get home and why she wanted to pass away faster. She felt the burden to everyone, it seems. She didn't want to see her parents to like smile and be happy about like living in poor conditions because of her and stuff. She felt like it's her fault that she got sick, but it's not something you can like do something about. Wow. Yeah, so Sumi character like is growing here. I wanted them to blame me more, being treated a kindly heart. I remember uncomfortable feelings of irritation, even anger towards myself. If God were around, I wanted him to quickly heal me, or if that wasn't possible, to let me die now. Everyone else was in the middle of erasing my existence, but in contrast my parents chose to make me stand out. Yep, so okay, so they actually never abandoned her. So it was just misconception that Setsumi gave me on the previous game. Maybe I didn't understood this properly in the previous game. Maybe I understood it properly because it's been a little bit vague. But now we have like insight of the situation. Okay. Ah, how painful like must have been a day when she just disappeared from the hospital, right when like her parents been like in the hospital talking to the doctors. She just disappeared. How painful it must have been for her, for them. And Setsumi probably thought that she's like, you know, making a good thing for them. Oh my god. That was much more painful. Even as I was being treated kindly, I hated myself for being unable to repay it. I cursed the fact that one of the countless misfortunes in the world happened to fall on me by chance. And such times, smiling and putting on cheerful air may have been what I was supposed to do. But all I was being able to manage was to quietly eat the fries that I really didn't like very much. Seems like she haven't like communicated with her parents a lot. The burning sun and the cries of cicadas. When the white rainy season clouds cleared and had turned completely into summer, after being readmitted to the hospital for the nth time, finally I was discharged. But that wasn't the end of things. The word discharge also meant until the next time I was admitted, the beginning of a long life of the outpatient care. Under the blazing sky today, I can walk the 3 minutes distance in my pajamas. To my mother, who had offered to come along, I replied, "It's alright, yeah." This is... like, to be honest, to some extent I can relate to Setsumi as the person, I guess, because like by nature I like in general to like help others. I don't like receive like, you know, some help or something without like saying at least thank you and like maybe doing something back for them and stuff like this. So I'm kinda feeling like Setsumi sometimes when like someone's like even like sometimes I'm just like doing something like, you know, helping friends like moving out, right, or something. Then like, and then like a friend just like came to me and he's like here, and he gave me like some money for this because I helped, yeah, and I didn't wanted to take it really because I felt like I just wanted to help you, man. It's like he insisted, like it's weird for me, you know. It's just like sometimes like to help others and just don't care about anything else. I don't know, but I kinda can feel like what Sitsune is doing here and what she thinks. This is really awful. Like sometimes you like when you are ill like Setsumi, you cannot really, I mean, okay. This is just like long monologue for like everything. I will just read. This is not like a life story talking video. This is like visual novel reading with some my random blabbling around. Let's just continue. I will just maybe share some stories like in the meantime sometimes, as usual. In my own way, it was supposed to be out of consideration for her, but the desolate look on her face at my words had also hurt. My feet happened to stop before some school. Most likely it was elementary school. Yeah. Since it was already summer vacation, there weren't many people inside. Yeah, but she never had the chance to be like she's been probably in school like for a little, right? Because she said like her notebook been the same since she's been like in the hospital. But yeah, she never got to experience school like fully. We learned that in the previous game. She wanted to wear the school like the outfit. I don't know how you call this, like school outfit, but I mean like yeah, it's like a sailor outfit, but what's like uniform? Yeah, sorry, I was searched for the word in my head. School uniform, yeah. In front of that empty schoolyard, for some reason, I wound up gazing. Without thinking, my feet had stopped. Occasionally, I would see happy children running around, and my eyes would follow them. Under the blazing sky, the long-sleeved pajamas were hot. I felt strongly out of place, gazing at the schoolyard. And after staying there for a while, I once again began to walk. However, not towards the hospital, but home. And once I returned to my room, I took out the sailor uniform that had been in my dresser. Aww. Sleeves that I hadn't passed my arms through in 3 years. Just like a new uniform. Previously, they had been worn by only for a single week. Wow, I know she's been short in school, but only for a week. Wow, this is like... They just gave her like a bunch of like new friends and environment and everything. Like something amazing been happening to her. Like she probably enjoyed the school, and then they just took it from her. Wow, this is... And now to me, they were the only clothes other than pajamas I own. Once again, walking under the blazing sky, the noisy cicadas and running sweat was the same, just as before. But the people who walked by, their eyes did not pause upon me. Even as a part of the backdrop of the city, as a part of the build of what builds up everyday life, felt accepted. And then, when I entered the schoolyard from earlier, before my eyes was a metal bar for small children to play with. I extended my hands towards it, placing my strength with my arms. I pulled with all my might and kicked the ground. My one sensation of floating. My body spins around. She never get to do this before. Really? Wow. Aww.
大丈夫。
It's still okay. Okay, so she did this before, but she was not sure if she's able to now, after 3 years in the hospital and feeling ill. Look at that, like, look at that little smile that she has right there. This is such a contradictory face. Oh my god. I want to cry by just looking at this face. Look at that, like, she have like this like little smile that she knows that, oh, I can still do this. And also sad eyes, like, I won't be able to for a long time, for much longer. Am I looking too much into this game? I whispered that aloud. For some reason I looked around from atop the bar. The strong sunlight made the playground seem white, and the heat made the ground look wavy. Occasionally, I could hear the voices of happy children and the instances voices of cicadas declaring that summer was their season. With my arms already beginning to shake from supporting my weight, I soaked up the present. Why was it that I suddenly wanted to do this, I wonder? The exact reason? Not even I knew. By now, the times I wore anything but pajamas dwindled, and pressure from the need to do otherwise had also disappeared. Did I find that to be sad? Or perhaps I wanted to test if I still had the strength.
私はみんなと
Don't give me close up for this. You can make a close up for... Oh my god. Don't look at me like this. And now when it's closed up, you can actually see this smile is paint smile. It's very thin. God damn it. I should be the same as everyone. Yeah, you should. That's not fair. God damn it. I get hit again. Should be the same as the normal people who are over there. So I just from the somersault around the bar. I should be making such a strange face. Because I felt that way, I forced myself to make a smile. God damn it. But just as I was unable to stop the shaking of my arms, it seems that too was difficult for me. Yep. Oh my god. Oh wow, what is... We just got like... title screen, really?
暑い
Okay. Even though it was still morning, the asphalt looked wavy in heat from heat. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. And in that, as always, I headed towards the hospital alone. With this distance, even though I could have gone in pajamas, when I had to go out, I've come to wear my sailor uniform. Most likely, I was still wavering. How long this wavering will continue, not even I knew. One day I may suddenly just be able to give up. She did give up at some point, yeah. It was just that I had come to think that the span of 3 years was more than enough time for the person to change. Then passing by the school, and as the entrance to the hospital was before my eyes.
ボタン取りかかってる
Aw. My hands was the small of the bug. I noticed that the button that held the handle was fraying off. How long it had been like that, I didn't know, but coming all this way, I wasn't going back home. So I held the bag to my chest and continued towards the hospital. The usual doctor, the usual exchanges, and today's examination ended. My body condition was stable. It was once a week. 3 times a week seems to be a sign of the short hospitalization. With this week examination was over. As I thought that, I headed towards the exit on the first floor. In the afternoon, the doctors weren't seeing patients, so the halls were mostly empty. She's still on the first floor here. Yeah. Occasionally a doctor would walk by with a group of intern-like people in tow. Nurses rushed to the first aid window. A patient, probably under dietary restrictions, was in the shop buying snacks. The wristband was visible green, which I heard was the digestive disorders. Is it? Is it like actual medical fact? I didn't know that like wristband that's green is like digestive disorders. How many colors the bracelets can have in the hospitals? Does anyone of you knows? I have no idea, to be honest. All of this was just the ordinary, everyday hospital. And in front of that shop was the first time that I met her. Also, like, little, like, I guess, like, maybe personal information, like, so if you want to know more, like, about me, maybe, like, about wristbands and stuff, like, at some point when I've been, like, very little and stuff, like, I did have white wristband. Yeah. And I lost kidney, but that's just random info that you will not find anywhere else outside of this episode, probably. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. Whose voice was that? Is this Himeko? Suddenly a bright voice called out to me and surprised me. Turning around before me was the pyjama-clad figure of the Onesen I didn't recognize. Oh, I thought like Himeko would be the old lady that Tatsumi learned about like being discharged 3 times. That story later on. It seems like it's not the case. Because she still sounds very young here. That's why I thought, that's why I need dates, basically. When like Himeko stuff happened, like what date that was, I forgot. I would like establish like roughly their ages there. And the age gap. I had thought it might have been someone I met when I was admitted here, but I didn't recall the face or figure.
何かそれボタン取れかかってるわよ
Yeah. As she spoke, she pointed at my tote bag. It might have been a simple act of kindness, but since I had already noted the problem, I had trouble finding a reply.
そうねそうねってそれだけどうも
As I spoke, I lowered my head a bit. Because I already knew, my reply came out hesitantly, but even then, it was difficult for me to say thank you very much. The Onesen that I hadn't seen before had long black hair and bright voice, left in an impression. Looking at her slippers, the kind provided by the hospital, she was probably not the outpatient, but I admitted. Looking at her thin wrists, her wristband was white. It was the color I hadn't seen before. Whoa, this is way before. Satsumi have no concept of the white wristband yet. Not even a concept of what that means. Whoa. This is really back in the day.
ねえ、直してあげよっか。私、ソーイングセットも持ってるから。
Also, this is actually awesome that they met like this, because Satsumi is like actually Satsumi feeling awful for being ill. Himeko seems to like be the character at this point that already accepted everything and is just living her life happily. At least that's what the impression she gives. But ultimately it didn't change Satsumi's mindset, because she didn't want to go back home to bother anyone and to see the fake smiles, as she called them, right? Because to be fair, they were like fake smiles, right? Because you can't really be happy with your child being like hospitalized like this. But yeah.
でも
At her sudden words, I hesitated, but not over a button that didn't mean very much. This past few years, because of my existence was always only being erased, I had absolutely no experience with someone actively trying to relate with me.
いいからいいからほらいらっしゃい大丈夫よ別に変な場所じゃないから
Huh. With those words, she started walking briskly. Yeah, like it's 15th summer, so I assume Satsumi is 15 years old now. And when we met her in the previous game, she was 22, I believe. So it's a span of 7 years. So in the span of 7 years, Himeko couldn't grow like to the old lady. Do I remember something wrong from the previous game? Was it not the old lady that taught Satsumi of like ways of the 7th floor, basically? Maybe I mistook something. Maybe I misremember something. Because if that was not an old lady, then maybe that was actually Himeko, so we can assume that Himeko is going to die basically in the span of 7 years, because we never saw her later. Actually in the span of 6 years, probably, because 7th year is actually the year when the other event happens, right? It's... yeah. With those words, she started walking briskly. And while wrapped in mixed feelings, I followed behind. Okay. We got into the elevator. Without a word, she pressed the button for the highest floor. 7th floor. Yeah.
あらもしかして知ってた
Yeah.
それほどは
She have no concept yet. Oh my god. If you think about this may be a good thing for her as well to learn this beforehand, you know? Because if she like talk with someone like being, I don't know if we can call happy, but let's say happy for now. Someone happy and actually like bright on the 7th floor and talk with her, then when Satsumi will get admitted, then she won't feel as terrible and terrified. Maybe terrible, yes, but not as terrified as it would like come out from like hospital stuff basically, and her parents like, Satsumi, you know what, like you will never be able to come back home, like you will stay on the 7th floor. Yeah, kinda fucked up, right? But when she like met with a person like this, then it can like maybe cheer her on somehow, you know? Even though we know what happened later and how she felt, but I think it's been easier for her, at least in the beginning, you know? Maybe she and Himeko actually been living together on like 7th floor for a while, and then Himeko passed away, and that's what triggered Setsumi behavior that we know from later on. Basically being empty, looking outside and everything, you know? And also this connects why Setsumi knows about cars and everything. Because she talked with Himeko very long time, it seems. I mean, they have like 7 years. The 7th floor, the place they call the hospice. I wasn't too familiar with it, and of course I've never been there. For one thing, I heard that people not involved with it were barred from entering. It probably meant that if the Sonosan were headed to the 7th floor, she was a person from there. Soon the elevator reached its stop, and right in front of the door was the nurse's station. And when the doors opens, all together, all gazes of the nurses turned towards us. Okay. With that one sentence, they once again went back to their work. No one looked towards us anymore. It was just my first time here, but without putting my finger on it, I thought that sphere was especially heavy. Oh yeah. Now it's the place that we know. The place the Yonesan finally took me to looked like a lounge area. It was very different from the 3rd floor or other floors that I've been admitted to. It just didn't have the sofas or the TV. Yeah. With that, she took my tote bag and, with what seems like a practice hand, began fixing the button. Like her, I sat down in the sofa and watched. Even if I looked around, there were few signs of people, occasionally an elderly or helper-like person going by. That's about all. Yeah, there's not many people admitted to this floor. Nope. Nope. I hesitated over how to answer, but said the truth. I added that I had just been discharged recently and was an outpatient now. Oh wow, this conversation. Himeko thinks that she's like still going to school and stuff. Oh wow. Oh, this is painful. As she spoke, she pointed at my uniform. At a sudden and perceptive question, I couldn't find the words to respond with. It's not that I hated pajamas, but I sensed that the precise reason would be difficult to put into words. And what that Onesan had asked was probably aimed straight at that. She hadn't simply been asking whether I liked pajamas literally. That which I had only known on the level of rumors was now clearly spelled out by the resident of the 7th floor. She used the word death in such a bright and relaxed tones. At least, it didn't seem like I could comprehend. At the least, it didn't seem like I could comprehend. Yeah. This person, what on earth could her thoughts be? I like Himeko character. Let me know in the comments if you like Himeko. And with that, she told me various things about the 7th floor. Up until now, it had been vague, but it seems like the rumors that it was a place to wait to die were true.
他にもルールとかあるんだけど、これ以上は言えないわ。
Okay. But yeah, seems like so I was wrong about old lady teaching Satsumi, it seems. The other rules that she's like not mentioning to her yet. So I think I've been confused by the old lady. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. Maybe someone in the comments will let me know.
どうして？そりゃ決まってるじゃない。
It's only for the residents.
あなたは
Yep.
ここの住人ではないからよ。
It was only then, when she whispered that, did her face cloud. I thought that expression had loneliness, and seems filled with the intensity as well. Right now I was wearing those clothes, steeped with the lingering regret for once normal days. And like myself, this honest son, no, these residents of the 7th floor, had probably given up on everything, and already had made up the resolve.
ついに来たついでにでも寄ってよ。どんなに頑張ってもあと半年くらいだからさ。
Okay. Oh. Oh, she got already. Oh. I said they had 7 years together. Oh, not even close. Oh, wow. She said that. And by way of the farewell, she once more turned her cherry face towards me. Long black hair, white wristband, and the bright, relaxed way of talking were my impressions. Still, neither of us knew the other's name. My 15th summer. That was our first meeting. Okay.
暑い。
Few days later, again I visited the hospital. However, it wasn't like it was an examination day. Oh, she just went to visit. Oh, Himeko never wanted anyone from her friends to visit her. But Satsumi could. Wow. I guess, like, yeah, she didn't want, like, to see all, like, her, like, close friends and stuff, see her in this condition. We know, because we had the backstory. She asked for it, to not visit her, because this is harder for her as well. And now when I think about this, this is similar to how Satsumi feels. But Satsumi is like kinda extreme case because she's not on the 7th floor yet. She's like just feeling guilty of feeling ill in general, even though she's still like not really living normal life if you think about this. Just like having checkups like every like 3 days and week or something. So she can still walk. But it's similar to Himeko, like Himeko said that she doesn't want to see anyone because that would be hard for her. And this is what's happening to Satsumi. Satsumi is like still seeing like her family and stuff, and this is hard for her. So Satsumi probably would wish to not see others, just like Himeko. But apparently that didn't happen because she's still been like discharged to home and visiting others, and others been visiting her, like parents. And for Himeko it's like no one is actually visiting. It's alright, come to play. The words of the son I met a few days ago. Maybe because I was somehow concerned about the 7th floor place, or maybe I was curious for some reason. I came to the highest floor. With a nod to the nurses who looked my way, I made my way to the door that the honest son had told me.
はい、どうぞ。 来たわよ。いらっしゃい。待ってたわ。
This is awesome that Himeko actually have someone to visit her. This is actually awesome. Sad at the same time because this is not her family members and stuff. But still, this is someone she can like relate to, in a sense, if you think about this. Even though they still didn't talk to each other much, like Satsumi mindset is kinda similar to Himeko's.
ささ、座って座って。今日は暑かったでしょう。
Sitting up in her bed, she offered the folding chair next to her. The first room on the 7th floor that I entered felt a little different from the 3rd floor rooms I was used to.
悪かったわね。でもね、きっと来てくれると思ってたわ。あなた、暇だし。なんで決めつけなのよ。だって私たち病人の仕事は寝ることでしょ。
Wow.
世の中でこんな暇な人はいないわ。あら、そう思わない？別に。もう相変わらずクールね。ってそうだ。ねえ、あなたアイス好き？
I love how Himeko gives us a bright energy and everything. I love this and I hate this at the same time. More and more I love this. But there's like slightly of like, god damn it. You know, this kind of feel.
あれ？じゃあ嫌い？うん。はい決まり。じゃあ食堂まで一緒に食べに行きましょう。遠慮しなくていいって。お姉さんおごってあげるから。
And on the other hand, if you think about this, like they both get what they wanted, in a sense here. Like Himeko doesn't see her friends, her family, because it's hard for her. She does have someone to visit her though, so this is good for Himeko. And for Satsumi, it's also a good change, I think, because Himeko have like genuine smile. She's not treating Satsumi as someone like sick, as someone who needs patronize and stuff. Like Satsumi doesn't feel regrets like while talking to Himeko and like being with her here, because she feels like it when like she's talking to her parents and friends and stuff, but she does not hear. So in a sense, like they both like are perfect to visit each other.
よく知らない人についはお母さんにそう言われてる。なんで笑うのよ。ごめん、悪気はないから本当に。でも確かにその通りね。知らない人についてちゃダメよね。
So we shall become friends. Let's go. Hell yeah.
お姫様の姫に子供の子。ついでに言うと天秤座の AB 型。
Okay.
あなたは水亀座の O 型。節み。
Nice.
じゃあこれで知り合いね。節み。焼けた日。
I love it.
セミの声。
This is one of the brightest episodes for Narcissu, I think. This brings actually kind of light of hope in like mental state and everything, you know. It's still sad, but this is like, I would consider this as the bright episode and the bright meeting. Burning sunlight and the sound of cicadas.
この真っ白な7階にも響いていた。姫子と名乗るお姉さん。まだ私はお姉さんのことを何も知らないけど、 この日から長い夏が
Yeah.
始まろうとしていた。
Oh. Oh no, we have opening? Or this is ending? What is this? This is opening. Oh no. This is the opening I cried on when we watched the tier list. If that's the one, well, I've been fury crafting about what this game is all about. I will link this video probably like in the, maybe not comments, but in the description. That's been like top tier opening. Oh wow. This is Satsumi. The 15 centimeters windows. I didn't get that back then. I was still between giving up and regretting. Oh god, see. Ten things you want to do before dying. Ah, you can do this. This is both about Himeko and Satsumi. Oh wow. Is this why Satsumi been fixated on the ocean as well? Satsumi 15. Blue. Like, did they went actually, like, did Himeko still had time to visit with her to the ocean in the car? They actually discharged her to do this? The long summer was beginning. 1999. Okay. Wow. Thank you for watching. Satsumi met with Himeko. That was like, at the same time, sad and emotional episode with giving us a like insight of the character of Satsumi and her development. So how she behaved when she started being ill, what was like her thoughts, and how she met with Himeko, and I guess the story will go from there. The summer started and Himeko doesn't have 7 years like I thought. She said that that's about half of year that they gave her. Wow. This is sooner than I thought. Anyway, this is it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Comments are yours. Let me know in the comments what do you think about Satsumi and Himeko interactions there. Do you think that it's good that they met? They like... I think like it's good that they met. Like they're like kind of similar in character per se, but also they both give each other something that the other rejected, in a sense, you know, by other people. I don't know. Sad, but also the brightest episode at the same time, to be honest. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. So click that like button if you like Narcissu. Support me. Click the subscribe button. I cannot talk. Sorry. Check my Discord. Become a member if you would like to support me and see episodes earlier. I need a break. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.